Shalom Yasharallah. It's your brother A in Yah, the ATL Atlanta, under HOI as a whole body. And we're going to get back into the Lashawan Kadash. It's been a minute, but I'm going to brush up on it. It's going to be quick, sweet, and nice. I'm going to give you some sentences conformed together the best way I can, and our ancestors' language. So let me grab some markers here. As you can see, you still see some of the stuff that we worked over a while ago. Right? So I'm gonna work on just a couple sentences, greetings, thanks, how you would thank somebody, how you would greet somebody. And let's start with how you would greet somebody. We'll do like the simple way, and then we'll do it more compounded in a sentence, right? So let's say it's morning time. You wake up and you see somebody, the first thing you would say is good morning, right? So you would say, you tell them good morning, right? So in the Hebrew language, the equivalent to good morning is the Wa Barakah. You wake up in the morning, you see someone, you say the Wa Barakah, right? So that's the first thing you would say. Trying to greet somebody. Just one second. Right, so you'll wake up, you'll say, good morning, the Wa Barakah. And how you would put that, right, in the Lashwan Kadash is this way. Salaki, my mind is going everywhere. So that's how you'll write it in the Lashwan Kadash. You'll write it just like that. Good morning, the Wa Barakah, da Wa Ba Wa Kar, right? Now we forget these two ending points. See, once we start getting deeper and deeper and we start forming sentences, I'm gonna show you what it all should look like. Because you can't write like our ancestors did and just wrote a bunch of Hebrew characters joined together. You'll confuse other people. When I look at our ancestors' writings, it's very confusing. I can see some words and I know what that is, I know what this is, I know what that is, but it'll take me literally like 20, 10, 30 minutes just to find out what little sentence they said, because they didn't use points. They didn't separate the words. So when you start writing Hebrew, separate the words from other words and separate the sentences. Let people know you have a sentence, because in Daniel's writings and Isaiah's writings and Ezekiel writings, they literally have points. They have points. They had periods. Now, you won't learn this unless you look at the tablets, unless you look at the Dead Sea Scrolls, or you go on Old Testament Hebrew, Old Testament PaleoHebrew.com. You start looking at how they wrote, right? So that's how you put good morning. You wake up and say good morning in English, or Tawab Bawakar in Hebrew. And how you will write it to somebody is this way: Tawab line Bawakar. I add this line because this line separates words, right? They separate words, and I add the period to let you know that that's the end of the sentence. Now, you can look and you can see, but you will find periods in our old ancient writings. Yes, you will find periods, right? You won't find the added line to let you know to add the sounds to it, but I do it just as a reminder. This is teaching, not, and everything is to edify. So we're going to do this, and if you end up writing like that in Hebrew, it's fine. It's not going to take away from what you're doing. If you add a little line to remind that it sounds like that at the end, or if you add a little line in the middle to separate the words, or if you add a period at the end to show that it's the end of the sentence, it's not going to destroy nothing, right? For the most part, the line that's under and the bracket that separates them, that's completely new. But we have to do it in a more uniform way, just like they uniform English, because we're speaking a bastardized version of English. Like old English, you wouldn't even know. Old English wasn't even phonetically correct. You can spell well so many different times. You could literally mean like a well that you draw water from, but you can spell it as well, like WHALE, and they'll take it as what it is, right? So this is how we will start writing Hebrew so others can understand. It'll be easier. We're doing this to be easy and direct and do it for comprehension. We're not doing it for, or we want it to be as authentic as it can. This is very authentic. I'm still using the characters, all that. I'm just, sweetening it up so others can understand what it looks like, right? So when you deal with things like that, you have to have certain terms that others can understand it, right? So let's continue and erase this one right here. So you wake up in the morning, that's what you will say to somebody. You'll say, good morning, Tawab Bawakar. It's very quick, it's sweet, it's nice, it's simple. We haven't even done sentences yet. We're just doing 2 words. Trust me, sentences are going to get more complicated. Now, let's say it's 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. It's noon time. What would you say to somebody, right? It's a car. They say, Buenos, I think it's Buenos Tardes, right? Because noche is at night, right? Bueno mañana is good morning. So Bueno Tardes is like in the middle of the day. So this is our Bueno Tardes, right? Or this is our, good evening, right? It would be Tawab Yuam, just good day. It's the middle of the day, good day, right? Wake up. wake up and you tell them, good evening, or the wab yawam. You say the wab yawam, good day. It's the middle of the day. The wab yawam, good day, right? You can use it. Well, I guess you can't really use it at night, but in a sense, you could probably always use this majority of the day, right? And how you would write it in Hebrew is this. That's how you write it in Hebrew. The wab yawam. You want to separate the wab from the yawam, so that's what it is. You want to end it with a period to let you know that's all you had to say, right? It's beautiful, right? And when we develop more and we increase more into this way of writing Hebrew, it'll be easier for others to understand if you actually want to write a letter in Hebrew, right? You write a bunch of jumbled up characters, like, a bunch of jumbled up characters together, and you don't separate them. You're just like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is, right? Because sometimes when you're looking at the original Hebrew writings, they'll add wa. Like let's say they add wa in here, right? They'll say, good and morning, right? We're just gonna use this as an example. They'll probably never write it like this, but this is how they'll write it. They'll write it all jumbled together, good and morning. They'll just throw the wa in there, and you won't know what the wa is doing. I've literally sat down 5-10 minutes to figure out if that wa makes that a word, or if it's the wa standing alone just meaning and it'll be very confusing. But you add a bracket line, right? You add a little line to separate the wa from everything else, and you're like, wow, okay, I understand. This wa means and, right? It's not connected to the word, so it just means and. It's easier, right? It's way easier to understand and comprehend, and it's making it way harder to get different translations from it. It makes it way harder for you to get a different thing out of that, right? We don't want that. We don't want vague interpretations no more. We don't want like a vague. It's so vague and vague that people can just throw their own idea of what it is. Well, you see that wa makes it this word, so it's not really good morning. It's just something else in morning, right? We just want to leave out all the foolery, right? We want to make it cut to the point, best way we can. So you're done. You already woke up. You leave the house. You see someone. You say, "Good evening," or the wab you want, right? And we're gonna cut it to the end, right here, of these short little things. We're gonna get a little advanced around here, right? Are you done? You had your fun. You've been out all day. It's starting to get dark, and then you see your neighbor, and you'll tell them, I'm about to head in. Good night, right? I'm about to head in. Good night. I'm about to head in, right? So the equivalent to good night in English in the Lashon Kadash is the wab la ya la. The wab la ya la. I'm gonna tell somebody good night. Before you walk in, just say Tawab La Ilaha, and that's it. Those three simple things, right? Let's write out how you write it in the Lashawan Kadash, right? Simple. Simple. Tawab La Ya La. Simple. Tawab La Ya La. So, now that we went over, you wake up in the morning, you say Tawab Bawakar. You leave, you wash yourself, get out the shower, you leave the house, and you see somebody say Tawab Yawam. You know, had a long day, you don't went out, you walked all day, you had fun, you came back home, you saw your neighbor, and you said Tawab La Ya La. Now, we're going to be a little advanced with it. You know, let's say we wanted to pray for somebody. I pray you have a good day, right? I pray your day is good. Let's start with that. I pray your day is good. So I pray your day is good. Now, to the equivalent to that is Anya, right? Anya, I. You know, we're going to get into Anya and Awathaya or Awathia. Some people say Awathia and other people say Awathaya, right? So it's either or. It depends on how, as long as you have the right characters in the writing, they'll definitely understand what you're saying, right? So, so you're gonna see that, right? I pray your day is good. Anya for all atha ka tawa. I pray your day as good. I pray your day is as good or is good. As is like. When you say ka is as or like. Or you could say, or you could drop the ka. You don't really need it. That's just me being more punctual with it, more what do they say? More I'm being a little more like forward with it. I'm trying to you know, I'm trying to be literal with it. Like I'm trying to put literally every word that is Hebrew, the English equivalent to Hebrew in that sentence. And sometimes you don't have to do that. So you can actually just put Anya for all atha thawab instead of Anya for all atha ka thawab, right? You know? So it could just be I pray your day good. But in the English, it would be, I pray your day is good. But in the Hebrew, you still understand they're saying they pray your day is good, right? They don't need to add the ka for the is good or as good, right? You'll still get the understanding. So how you put that in the Lashawashi Kadan, Lashawan Kadash is, I'm trying to think, how would you put it? This is how you put in the Lashawan Kadash, right? It's, these sentences they're gonna start getting long, jumbled up, but for the best part, I would say the English is longer. It takes longer to write in English than it takes to write in the Hebrew characters, and it takes longer to write in the phonic way, the transliteration, than both of them, right? So this is how you would put it in a Lashon Kadash. So that's how you put it. Anya, fall, or I'm gonna change it because the way I put my the pa is it looks like a cane. It looks like a cane. So I'll try to do this for people who use different characters, right? Different characters than I. So that's another way you do pa. I might do it that way, but I like putting my pa's in the little cane. Just I don't want no one to get confused. So, anya, fa, al, atha, ka, thawa. I pray your day is good. Right? And that's how you put it. You see these lines? I can never get any of these words mixed up. I can never get any of these words mixed up. But I take away these lines and I smash all these together, I'll be confused. And I added the dot to let you know that's the end of my sentence. Right? So let's do, 1 second. So just 1 second. So check something. And next is I pray your night is good. It'll be easy to just be lazy and not erase all of it, but we're gonna erase all of it. So So now we have, I pray your day is good. We have, I pray your day is good. So how would we write this? Right? Majority the same. I pray your day is good. One second, didn't we just do that? That's what I was confused on. Okay. I know we did day is good. All right, let's do morning. Morning. I know we did day, and then I looked and it said day at the beginning. I did it in the wrong order. It's a lot. That was confusing me. All right. It would have been in an endless loop of me just writing day. So how you would put it is Anya for all Atha Bawakar Ka Tawa. Now as I reiterate over, it could just be Anya for all Atha Bawakar Tawa. Right? I pray your day is good. You don't have to add the ka. It's only if you want to. You know, it's not really necessary the way Hebrew is written. Sometimes it still gets to the point. You'll still understand what they're trying to say, right? So, how you will write that in the Lashon Kadash? Oh, wow. So, how you will write that is Anya fall all Atha Bawakar Ka Tawa. Right? So, that's how you write it. These are, again, we're getting deep into how we would start to build or compound sentences together. You know, when you start dealing with them paragraphs, line upon line, all the way down, it'll be easier to do it, even though the way that I write is a little different. Um, it's more of like I'm trying to think. You know how they do like I'll show you later. One day we start getting into it. You know how we just use as much space as we can in paragraphs, just as much space as we can. It's more of um, left to right, right? Right to left. So when we're doing right to left, it's gonna be it doesn't always stop. I'll show you. I'm trying to remember the term for it. But since we did good day, we did good morning, we're gonna do a sentence with good night. Just 1 second. So now we're about to do good night. I pray your night is good. I pray your night is good. So that will be Anya Fa'al Atha Layala Ka Tawa. So you see that? Starting to run out of space. Anya Fa'al Atha Layala Ka Tawa. And I'm keep reiterating, you don't always need to add ka because the way Hebrew is written, you will still understand they're trying to pray that your day is good. Pray that you have a good day. You don't have to say, I pray your day is, I pray your day as good, right? I pray your day as good. That's kind of how it is in the Hebrew. But in English, it'll still translate, I pray your day is good. You don't really need the ka, because if you still say, I pray your night good, they're still gonna be like, well, in text, like somebody texts, I pray your night good, right? You're like, why didn't they put is? But you still understand what they're saying. That's how some Hebrew sentences are formed. I pray your night good, or yeah, in that sense, it doesn't have to be I pray your day is good. They still kind of get to that point. But if you want to be more punctual with it, you could put the ka in there. I don't think it would start, throw anyone off either, right? So how you would put it in the Lashon Kadash. Loves me. That's how it be written in the Lashwan Kadash, as you can see it. Anya, Ba'al, Atha, La, Yala, Ka, Thawab. I pray your night is good. Or I pray your night as good, right? Still kind of the same thing. So let's get in something a little different. You know, I like saying this to brothers when they give me a car ride. When you know, when the Akim or you know drop me off. Little sayings here and there that you can use in life, because it happens, you know. Let's see how you thank somebody for giving you a car ride. Right? So, thank you for the car ride. Thank you for the car ride. So the transliteration, it's more of like, thank you, you gave me a car ride, right? There is a word for, right? I believe I found it, but I lost it. But I'm gonna still get to the point, right? You're gonna start seeing how deep and intricate these sentences start to get, right? All right, so let's get to it. I know it's. I'm gonna get most rough. But Path. I think it was Cobb Path. Or Cobb Path or Cobb. All right, now you see why earlier I said that the transliteration is harder, or it takes longer to write than the English and the Hebrew combined, right? Or the Hebrew. It's the top out of all of them. So trust me, once you learn the transliteration, you'll get everything down pat between the English and the Lashon Kadash. So, the water you gave to me, Awathaya, you gave to me, Rakab Path, Rakab, right? Or Rakab Path, or some people say Rakab. Usually I say Marakab, Rakab. Sometimes it's because some ways to say chariot. So some people say Rakab Path, or you'll say Marakab, and Marakab also means chariot. or you know, so that's what we're using for a car ride. Like, thank you for the chariot ride. Or, so instead of rakab path, you could put marakab, which is shorter, right? Ma, rakab. So rakab means ride. So thank you for the marakab rakab. Thank you for the rakab path rakab. It's either one. I like marakab rakab better. It flows up. It flows off the mouth. Marakab rakab instead of rakab path rakab. Either way is fine, right? So that is the water Atha Nathan Laya Awataya Marakab Marakab path rakab or Marakab rakab. So that's how you would think somebody would say. So basically what you're saying is, thank you. Thank you, you gave me a chariot ride. Or thank you, you gave me a car ride. Now, I personally, it's somewhere written in my notes and I don't feel like going there. It's a way to say thank you for the Marakab Rakab. It's really there. It's there. It's for the water Marakab Rakab. Right? Thank you for the Marakab Rakab. Or you could just say the water Marakab Rakab or um, the water Rakab Path Rakab, right? You can make it short. They'll still understand. It's like, thank you, chariot ride, right? They'll still understand. So, how you will put that in the Lashwan Kadash? Very easy. Gotta get that transliteration out my mind. So there we go. Sentences are starting to get longer, more intricate, and a little in depth, right? So here we have the water, Atha, Nathanlaya, Awathaya, Rakab Path, Rakab, right? Or Marakab Rakab. These sentences start to get more deep and depth, intricate, and it's good to start getting to it as soon as possible, right? So we want to start studying the other videos. We want to start dealing with the Hebrew alphabet so we can know it in our minds and in our, in our hearts, in our lob, right? And start getting some of this in our head, because a lot of this, I'm just doing this, off the top of the dome. Like, I'm just looking what I need to write, and then I write it. So we want to get like that. It's instant. It's instant. I look at that. I see two different words, right? Sometimes when I'm writing English, I mess up and write the I mess up and write the transliteration of the English, and they're like, what is this, right? I had to catch myself, but we had to get like that. We want to be bilingual. So here's another one, because I know brothers love shoes. They love their Jordans. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You gave me shoes. Thank you. You gave me shoes, right? Or thanks you gave me shoes. Thanks. Thanks, you gave me shoes, right? Thanks, you gave me shoes. So how will we put that in the Lashwan Kadash and then the transliteration? So let's do transliteration, which is simple. Wa, da, wa, da. Nathan, la, wa, ya, me. Shoes, which is nail. Right? So, thank you, or thanks, you gave me shoes. The water ata Nathan Laya, awataya, nail. The water ata Nathan Laya, awataya, nail. So that's where he used me. So it's a different, it's a time and place to use me, which is awataya, like I said earlier, and I, which is onion, right? So the water ata Nathan Laya, awataya, nail. Thanks, or thank you, you gave me shoes. You gave to me shoes, right? And how you would put that in the Lashwan Kadash, right? So there you go. That's how you write it in the Lashwan Kadash. The water, atha, Nathan Laya, awataya, nail, with a period. Now you're starting to see, okay, that'll be easy to read. That'll be very easy to read because you can't really confuse word from word. The words are separate from another. You know, the Most High deals with decency and order. And I don't know how our forefathers was understanding none of that, you know, but they can understand it. But this is how we're going to try to write from now on so we can understand it better because we're babes at it. You know, if we were masters and proficient and grew up knowing this language, then we could tell word from word easily because we'll know every single word in the Lashon Kandash in our language, so we could tell word apart from other word. But for right now, we're gonna do it like this, so we'll all get understanding, right? So thank you. You gave me shoes. What's next? Thank you. You put me in a house. All right. Thank you. You put me in a house. Thank you. You put me in a house. Right. We should always know this one. I can't wait for that. Or we should know this because our ancestors back then they took strangers in that were of their own. So when your brother comes into the land, take them in. Well, thank you, you put me in the house, or thank you, you put me in your house, right? But we're gonna just put thank you, you put me in the house, as if someone bought you a house or gave it to you, right? Thanks, you put me in a house. So let's see how we do that, right? Check this right. I think it's Shapath. Yeah, it's Shapath. I just want to make sure. So that's how you put in the transliteration. The water atha shapath awathaya ba bayath. Thank you, you put me in bayath, in a house, right? The water atha shapath awathaya ba bayath. So that's how you would thank somebody for putting you in a house, right? And let's see how we put it in the Lashon Kandash. And this is why I tell you, learn the Hebrew characters, please, because I have brothers that, I want you to translate this, I want you to change this, I can't understand the Hebrew letters, but put it in the transliteration. Look, I love y'all, but I can't, you see how the difference between this English sentence and that sentence? By the time I do one English sentence, my hand, one or two, my hand starts cramping up. If I did it in straight Hebrew, it would be so easy. I won't have to worry about nothing. It's just so easy. Just write it in, and it's short. I could probably get half of what they want translated in, not too long. But you want me to put in a transliteration? It's gonna be a while, right? My marker's starting to. I'm gonna grab this green marker. 1 second. marker for a minute. Turn this red marker upside down. I'm gonna have to buy some new markers. All right. Here we go, and we're at the end of that now. So, Thawada, Atha, Shapath, Awathaya, Ba, Bayath. Thank you, you put me in a house, a home, a tent. A house, home, tent, whatever, right? So, Thawada, Atha, Shapath, Awathaya, Ba, Bayath. Thank them, thank you. You put me in a tent, thank you. Right? And that's starting to look gorgeous. It's starting to look beautiful. The order that's put into that, right? It's starting to look great, right? So let's see what the next one is. You're a great friend to me. You're a great. Don't just say Thawab. You're a good friend. You're a great friend to me, all right? I also did that to use some different words. Don't always say Thawab all the time. Thawab, 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 Thawab. You know, let's put some new words in here. You know, great, Gadal. Right? All right. So you're a great friend to me. See how we put that in the transliteration? I'm about to look at that. It's been a minute since I've seen friend. Yada, 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 yada. That's what it is. I want to make sure so everyone knows that we're not playing around here. We want to get it right. Yada yada. Asa, Ador, yada yada. Ola. I have it finished right here. I can't write there. Yeah. So you're a great friend to me. Atha Gadol Yada Yad La Awataya. Atha Gadol Yada Yad La Awathaya. You or you're a great friend to me. No, use this on somebody. So what does that mean? That's new. I've never heard that before. You know, be walking around and I say Gadol Shair. Atha Gadol Shair. Right? And she's like, what does that mean? I says, oh, you have good hair. Oh, really? No, Eve is obsessed with her hair, man. No matter what tribe, right? So Atha Gadol Yada Yad La Hawathaya. So let's see how we write it down in the Lashon Kadash. So here we go. It's starting to look at that, man. That looks gorgeous, man. It looks like a scribe, man. Y'all gonna be some scribes after we done with these lessons, man. Y'all gonna be sending me Hebrew letters. That's probably another thing, man, we'll have going down. Like, maybe later in the lessons, I'll have brothers and sisters like, just send me a letter. Send me a Hebrew letter, and I'll read it. And that'll be so cool. That'll be so dope, right? So that's Atha Gadol Yada Yad La Hawathaya. Atha, you, Gadol, great friend, great, Salaki, I'm getting ahead of myself. Gadol, great, Yada Yad, friend, La, to, Awathaya, me, right? So that's a beautiful thing to say to somebody. Make sure you find, one of your camp brothers or your sisters in the congregation, or just somebody that you know that's a pretty cool person. You met them. Tell them that. Atha Gadol Yada Yad La Awathaya. So let's see what's next. If there's anything next. Ooh. This is something that we all need to say, and we're going to end it on this one. We need to know how to say this. All Israel need to know how to say this. All right. All right, so please forgive me, I transgressed you. Please forgive me, I transgressed you. This is a word we all need to know. Yeah. Oh, I was not in the wrong. She was the one that was wrong. Oh, he was arguing with me. I wasn't having a good. This is something we all need to know. whether we praying to the Lord, whether we seeking forgiveness from one another, right? So, let's see how we put that in the transliteration. Please forgive me, I transgressed you. And this is another word that always kind of get past me. Pashai. Pashai. Let's double check and see if that's how I put it. Yep, it's that simple. Oh, I'm glad I gave myself something real simple today. Please forgive me, I transgressed you. Baba Kusha Salakya Anya Pashai Atha. Pashai Atha. Baba Kusha Salakya Anya Pashai Atha. Please forgive me, I transgressed you. Anya Salakya Baba Kusha Salakya Anya Pashai Atha. Right? Let's see how we put that in the Lashwan Kadash. So, so there we go. We got Baba Kasha Salakhia Anya Pashai Atha. Baba Kasha Salakhia Anya Pashai Atha. So that's how I would say, please forgive me, I transgressed you. It's simple as that. Sometimes you gotta take a low and not be stiff-necked like the rest of us are. Like how we're naturally are. We naturally stiff-necked. You know, saying something like that would stop the whole heated debate. No, Baba Kusha, Salakya, Anya Pashayatha. Right? So, with that, that's about it. That's 1 second. We need to learn how to take low and just straight up not only ask forgiveness from the Most High, but ask forgiveness from one another. And a lot of things can be just cut and dry and forgiven. Trust me, it's hard to forgive, but just about everything can be forgiven. Even, I mean, everything can be forgiven. The Most High forgive. We do every sin on the face of the earth, like everyone. So if the Most High can forgive everyone of their sins for a amount of time, then we should be able to do the same thing too, right? So that's a couple sentences in the Lashon Kadash. It's your brother A. Yinya out of ATL Atlanta chapter, HOI chapter. And I want to say shalom and catch me on the chariot.